The best way to outperform the competition is by refusing to compete with them. To achieve growth and profit, businesses must explore the uncharted territories of the blue ocean. Value innovation is the keystone of blue ocean strategy. It emphasizes making competitors irrelevant through creating leaps in value for the company and its buyers. The creation of blue oceans and profitability hinges on strategic moves, not on the company or industry itself. The key to extraordinary business success is to redefine the competition and venture into blue oceans of untouched market space. Blue oceans are characterized by undiscovered market space, demand creation, and the potential for highly profitable growth. Competing in saturated markets isn't sustainable. The real opportunity lies in creating blue oceans of unexplored market space. While some see innovation as a random or experimental process, it can actually be a systematic and reproducible process. By challenging the industry's accepted competitive factors, you rewrite its rules and shift the strategic pricing of products or services. In the blue ocean, competition becomes irrelevant as the rules of the game are yet to be defined. While short-term profits might be rewarding, a red ocean strategy eventually results in ruthless competition, symbolized by a red ocean. Innovation for its own sake is not the solution. It leads to technology-driven, not market-driven strategy, often culminating in a red ocean of fierce competition. Blue oceans are created by reconstructing market boundaries, breaking away from competition, and creating new market spaces where competition becomes insignificant. To grasp why creating blue oceans is essential, and to understand the trap of the red ocean, one must first understand the logic underlying red ocean strategy. In creating blue oceans, the focus should be on commonalities that lead to the creation of new market space, not on the differences that divide and lead to segmentation. Sustained success doesn't come from battling competitors, but from creating blue oceans, untapped market spaces ripe for growth. Value innovation necessitates that companies align their entire system towards achieving a leap in value for both buyers and themselves. Strategy is about creating and capturing uncontested market space, making the competition irrelevant. It is a process of discovery, not invention. Sustaining a blue ocean becomes a challenge of imitation once a company creates one and its strong performance consequences become known. Its sustainability relies on natural or created barriers to imitation. Blue ocean strategy has the power to build enduring brands. The impact of a blue ocean strategic move can create brand equity lasting for decades. Instead of using competition as a benchmark, blue ocean creators render it irrelevant by creating a leap in value. The blue ocean metaphor is used to describe the broader, deeper potential of market space that is yet to be explored. As organizations age, the dynamics of rising costs and declining customer benefits tend to undermine them. Know the customer utility levers that have the potential to unlock a new blue ocean. Companies often risk creating two small target markets by attempting to cater to customer preferences through finer segmentation. Blue ocean strategy urges companies to escape from the red ocean of fierce competition by creating uncontested market space that makes the competition irrelevant. It's easy for an organization's structure to drive its strategy unintentionally. Strategy is not an individual endeavor, even if you're the CEO. Non-customers usually offer greater insights into creating new demand than satisfied existing customers. The boundaries of the market exist only in the minds of managers. Creating blue oceans is not a static achievement, but a dynamic process. A break from the past is required to adopt the perspective of a blue ocean creator. Unless you first understand your red ocean strategy and its strengths and weaknesses, you can't appreciate how to reconstruct market boundaries to create blue oceans. A shift in price isn't always essential to create a new market. Not all innovations are equal. Red oceans aren't conducive to robust, profitable growth. Gaining an edge on the competition within the red ocean's confines is a zero-sum game, where one company's gain is another company's loss. The 4 Actions framework aims to be different by being both low-cost and upscale. Most companies' pricing strategies are driven by costs and competitors' moves, leading them to operate within the bounds of their industry's accepted price range. Most companies focus on improving their competitive position within their existing industry space, that is, building a defendable position against the competition in the red ocean. Without an effective tagline that communicates the compelling value of the offering, a blue ocean strategy risks remaining a just good idea rather than a compelling opportunity. The best defense is offense, and the best offense, and the only sustainable one, is to create blue oceans of uncontested market space. A company's blue ocean strategy rarely stands on one single factor. By linking price to the utility that the buyer receives, a company can systematically create new demand where none existed before. In the world of supply exceeding demand, chasing after the same customers is increasingly non-productive. Companies can't find oceans of uncontested market space simply by looking within the accepted boundaries that define how they compete. Focus on the big picture, not the numbers. When the profit and people propositions run counter to the buyer utility map and the price, the business model will be hard to execute. The 4 Actions framework pushes companies to simultaneously pursue differentiation and low costs. Traditional strategy models often lead companies to a converging competition, while blue ocean strategy encourages divergence. Customers and non-customers have different price sensitivities. A strategy canvas not only depicts the current state of the market, but also inspires strategic imagination beyond this reality. Blue ocean strategy isn't a wild shot in the dark. It's based on an extensive study of strategic moves across industries over a century. If companies aren't proactively creating blue oceans, they're inadvertently putting themselves on the defensive. Most blue oceans are crafted within red oceans by extending industry boundaries. Non-customers typically provide more insights in creating new demand than satisfied existing customers. There's little to gain from battling for market share if there's a dominant player in an existing market space. Though risk-taking is inevitable in any strategy, blue ocean strategy allows companies to mitigate risk by providing systematic principles and tools for creating blue oceans. Strategic success isn't about performing well in isolation. It's about outperforming your competitors. Companies that create blue oceans usually reap benefits for an average of 10 to 15 years. Instead of focusing on outpacing the competition, aim to render them irrelevant by creating a leap in value for buyers and your company, thereby opening up new and uncontested market space. Companies embroiled in the red ocean tend to base their competitive position around an accepted industry structure. The main challenges companies face are cognitive. To succeed in the future, companies must stop trying to beat the competition. The only way to outpace the competition is to stop trying to do so. Value innovation introduces a new approach to strategy formulation and execution, leading to the creation of a blue ocean and a break from the competition. No company can maintain long-term success without eventually venturing into the blue ocean. As companies expand, continually improving the same functions becomes inadequate. To bolster profits and market share in a crowded space, companies must deliver a leap in value. Companies will need the courage to deliberately let go of the past to thrive in the future. Instead of focusing on dividing up existing and often dwindling demand and benchmarking competitors, Blue Ocean's strategy is about increasing demand and breaking away from the competition. Most companies focus on meeting existing customer demands. Blue Ocean's strategy is about formulating innovative value propositions to turn non-customers into customers. Differentiating brands becomes challenging in today's crowded industries, both in economic upturns and downturns. While technologies are advancing in all industries, technology alone doesn't guarantee value innovation and new market space. Formulating and implementing a Blue Ocean strategy requires a different sequence of strategy making than traditional models. Looking across the chain of buyers can lead to a shift in the buyer group that a company targets. Traditional strategic thinking calls for differentiation or low cost or both. But with Blue Ocean strategy, companies pursue both differentiation and low cost simultaneously. By not anchoring their strategy to existing demand and the way the market competes, Blue Ocean strategists feel free to explore beyond industry boundaries. Companies can never be sure that they have chosen the best and most robust of Blue Ocean opportunities. But by building a sequence of creating, communicating, and profitably delivering innovative value, companies can tilt the odds in their favor. Competing for a share of contracting demand, while necessary, won't build tomorrow's growth. Managers should engage in fair process to build people's trust and commitment, making execution voluntary rather than forced. Blue Ocean strategy provides a systematic approach to making the competition irrelevant. In a world where supply exceeds demand, there is a need to understand the world from the demand side. Without a clear picture of what the factors are and how they are currently invested in and prioritized, it is difficult to systematically explore how customers can be reconstructed to create a new value curve. Managers' failure to create new market space is often not due to a lack of creative people within their organization, but to the lack of a systematic process that channels employees' creativity into commercially compelling new ideas. Knowing which customers to focus on, the key question in formulating a Blue Ocean strategy is not a matter of chance. Without a strategic logic to guide employees, they are lost. New market space is not defined by industry boundaries, but by a company's strategic moving. Red oceans have bloody competition turn the ocean red. With blue oceans, competition is irrelevant because the rules of the game are waiting to be set. Companies cannot successfully differentiate on all factors. In reality, companies that try to differentiate themselves on every factor important to customers inevitably raise their cost structure. The three strategy propositions must be aligned. Only then can a company validate the blue ocean it is creating. Strategy development should be customer-centric, not competitor-centric. Blue Ocean strategy challenges an organization to question every factor firms compete on. The challenge is to institutionalize Blue Ocean strategy so that creating blue oceans becomes a recurrent and systematic process rather than a one-time occurrence. The siren call of the red ocean often tempts companies into a head-to-head competition. Looking across time at trends, a company can gain insights into how the factors that the industry takes for granted may change over time. Good process can provide the soil for the seeds of strategy to blossom, while poor process can kill off the seeds of strategy before they have a chance to grow. Red oceans. That is, in all the industries already existing, companies compete by grabbing a greater share of limited demand. Organizational hurdles prevent companies from creating blue oceans. The Reconstructionist view, unlike the environmentalist view, does not take industry conditions as given and the corporate and business strategy as variable. Reaching beyond existing demand is about understanding the universe of non-customers who have refused to use industry offerings to date